Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Golden Goal Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Tom, and as usual, I'm joined by my good mate Sam. How you doing?
You're very well, Tom. Thank you very much. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm very happy with how some of my fan teams have done this week. As you'll see, I went for the Son and Kane double up in the full season game, and that's paid
Nice,
dividends for
mate.
me this week. So I'm quite happy about that.
Yeah, mega man.
And like further ado, back to our roots today. We're going to go through our fan team teams. So both the full season and half season Premier League games are going to be covered. And first up, we're going to have a look at Sam's team in the full season Premier League game. Just on the screen
So
now,
yeah,
mate.
I opted for Ben Foster in goal, and nice surprise to get the clean there. Really, I'm happy now. I know that the time of recording, Watford have actually conceded already against Palace, so we know there's no clean for the second game of the week. But really happy with that, and Neil bolt on a couple extra points on that at the end of the week. So yeah, no problems there. Obviously, Trent didn't start versus Norwich. Bit of a bummer, but I think he's fairly highly owned, 65%, so no worries. And he has started the Leeds this evening. Van Dijk obviously started. Shame for us to concede, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Tierney, totally gutted with that 93rd minute. That was a killer when Arsenal conceded, wasn't it? I don't know how much Arsenal you've got, Tom, but just the manner in which oh yeah, enough said. I'm frustrated. Left Diaz and Cancelo. Now I was weighing up dropping one of those boys for Dennis. Dennis has just been piss poor recently, hasn't he? Obviously, he had the red card, and then they just haven't looked fantastic attacking wise under Roy. So I went for Tottenham. I went for the Man City double up despite playing Tottenham, and yeah, it didn't pay off. But you win some, you lose some, and I didn't win that one. That's cool. Salah captain, got a goal against Norwich, and now is just about to take a penalty versus Leeds at the time of Tom. Don't. I think you're ahead on
Oh yeah, I
going
won't
to be.
watch it. Okay.
So Salah, obviously 17.4 points so far return. I don't know if he scores this, I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, Jarrod Bowen blank. I've seen a lot of people taking Jarrod Bowen out, so a bit frustrating to see. Wanted to use that and make a little gain up on that. Oh, the screen has actually frozen at Salah kicking the ball, so I don't know what's happened.
Do you want to know what
Yeah, it's a
happened?
goal.
He scored.
Yeah, he scored, didn't he? Yeah. Um, So yeah, Salah's points have gone up. Yeah, so I know he's 47% owned, but I don't know how many people actually went with him in the main lineup. The fact that it was a single game. So yeah, a little bit disappointed there. Cool. I brought Rafinha in for the double for the Liverpool game tonight as well. Came off the bench and scored, so that's pretty cool. Villa haven't looked great. Obviously, I got Coutinho's kind of hauled the other week, so I thought, here we go. He's going to kick on a little bit and it'll be a really nice differential. It just hasn't quite proved that way yet. So a bit frustrating with Coutinho there, if I'm honest. Again, another single game day player. Harry Kane, I've had this guy since my wild card, and I have been annoyed with him. I'm not going to lie. So for him to get a couple of goals and look as good as he did was absolutely awesome. And yeah, really happy with that return. And I think that performance just kind of, kept me roughly where I'm, at rank wise. So yeah, but there's a few games to be played yet before that game week is up, Tom. So yeah, that's where I am with my full season team. Do you want me to do my half?
Well, I was just gonna ask you if you had any plans for covering the games next week, really, because obviously Liverpool and Arsenal both blank, and that's five of your team at the moment. So I just wondered if you had any thoughts of players you wanted to bring in. Are you considering hits to fill a team up, or what's your initial thoughts, really?
So my plan is to take. Here we go. I'll pull it up right now so I can talk you through it. My plan is I wanted to bring James Ward-Prowse in basically for the double the following week. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they double in 29. We'll have a
And
look
they've
at that.
got Norwich next week. And I wanted to bring Veghorst in as well. So unfortunately, my money um, doesn't allow me to bring Ward-Prowse in for Martinelli and then Veghorst in for Edouard. So what I'm going to do is, although Edouard actually plays, I'm probably going to go Veghorst to Edouard and get the double game there. So I've got 10 players then. So I've got De Gea in goal, Cancelo, Diaz, Bowen, Raf, Coutinho, Kane, Dennis, and then Veghorst as 10 players to play. No hits taken, and obviously get the double from Veghorst. The week after, I'm then tempted to bring in Ward-Prowse at the moment for Jared Bowen. So going against a little bit of ownership there, or potentially Rafinha. But have they got? Can you remind me, Tom? What have they got
Yeah,
coming up? Leeds.
I've got the fixtures here. So yeah, Leeds have got. Let's have a quick look. So Leeds double in game week 28, which is the same game week that Southampton double. So Rafinha and Ward-Prowse are whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, so I wouldn't take Rafinha out for that. I'd leave him in for that. So it would have to be Bowen to make way, or Coutinho. But they've got a double as well, haven't they? They've got Leeds and Southampton. So
yeah,
it would be Bowen, mate. So I could look. So next week I'll have the 10, and then the week after I'll potentially have Bowen. Bowen. Yeah, Bowen out and James Ward-Prowse in. And then Liverpool have got the Arsenal and Brighton double, haven't they?
So you don't really want to sell your Liverpool players if you can help it.
I won't anyway, no. Yeah. So I think fairly well. So, yeah, but they've got, I will bench. Yeah, I'll bench Trent and Salah for that. I'll have to, obviously, and Van Dijk, and then bring them back in for the West Ham game. And then they've got double in the 20, in the 29. And I like my Arsenal assets as well. They'll have Watford on 28 and then Liverpool, Leicester, albeit quite tough fixtures for that 29 as well.
Yeah, I really like Kieran Tierney there in your team. I think you got, like you say, you got super unlucky this weekend with that late goal, and he's got Wolves up next. It's his second game this game week, and I think could easily see Arsenal keeping a clean sheet and maybe even Tierney nicking an attacking return. So yeah, please don't lose any heart with him, because I'm jealous that you have him, because I think he's a really smart pick. And we mentioned it on our Sky pod that we've just recorded, but we're trying to eye up players that have something to play for right up until the end of the season. And Arsenal tick that box. They'll be fighting for top four right until the final games of the season, and Tierney will be a key part of their team. So I really like it.
Yeah, they've got a nice fixture run, mate, haven't they? I would be, as I've mentioned already, I'd be intent on a Ramsdale and actual Tierney double up at some point. I think going back to the point of the next couple of weeks, I think there's a solid argument for Nick Pope there as well, isn't there? But I think longer term, to the end of the season, Ramsdale and the Tierney sort of double ups are a really good shout. I think it's a really good shout there.
I'll quickly move on to my team. So I've got Jose Sarr in goal. Didn't actually keep a clean sheet, as we know it at the weekend, but he still scored me 5 points for the amount of saves that he picked up. So yeah, really content with him. And yeah, he's got another game against Arsenal, hoping for a clean sheet in that one, or just more saves, and then I'll be happy. Got Alexander Arnold, obviously didn't play. He's actually my vice captain as well, but obviously Salah's banging him in, so I don't really care about that. And yeah, he's playing tonight. I had Laporte and Cancelo. I didn't really have much of a choice in terms of starting them, because I had Jota and Webster, who both didn't play. And then, my third bench player is Gelhardt from Leeds. I don't know. I never like picking, when the fixtures are solid, I never like picking three good bench players. I always have a third fodder. So yeah, I had to start Laporte and Cancelo. And, going into that game, you were thinking they do quite well. But yeah, we all know what happened there. Then I had Semedo, who obviously didn't keep a clean sheet like Sarr, but he's got another game this game week against Arsenal where he can pick up some points, so I'm not too disheartened about that. And yeah, I've had Son in since I played the wild card, and I brought in Kane and Coutinho this week. Coutinho with the double game week in mind, and yeah, Kane for how good his shot volume was going into this week. The fact he's got a couple of doubles, I just thought it was a smart pick, and yeah, really paid off, and against Man City of all teams as well. So yeah, really happy with Son and Kane, and I think they'll probably stay for the season now. We mentioned Mentioned Salah. He's already scored against the Leeds tonight, and yeah, he had a goal at the weekend against Norwich. So happy with that. And then yeah, like I said, I don't know whether I would have started Dennis if I had a full bench or not. But yeah, he was a shoe into my team because I didn't have anyone else, and it paid off. He got a goal, and he's playing another game right now. So hopefully he can do some more in that one as well.
Yeah, nice, mate. And what are your thoughts, kind of, again, like navigating the fixtures next week, and then the doubles, for the week after, and then moving forward into sort of 29, 30, 31.
It's quite similar to you, to be completely honest. I've got Jota still in my team at the moment, just because I couldn't afford to take him out last week. I think he will go. I'm going to make way. I think I'm going to bring in James Ward-Prowse. And then if I do that, I can actually afford Gelhardt to Weghorst as well.
Nice.
Weghorst with his double game week. It'll be a -4, but I'll captain Weghorst. So I think if I'm taking a -4 to bring in a captain, I think it's worth it. So that's my plan. I think I'll be doing Jota to Ward-Prowse and Gelhardt to Weghorst.
Mate, that's really solid, that's solid thought processes there, actually. I think Ward Prowse, I know Josh has talked about Ward Prowse before. He's a really good player on FanTeam, isn't he? And probably gets a little bit overlooked, certainly from me anyway. I actually wanted him like you for that Norwich game and then the double the week after, but I don't think it's going to work quite like that for me, which is not the end of the world because Norwich have tightened up a little bit defensively. But yeah, I certainly want him for that double.
Yeah, nice one. I'll move on to our half-season teams then. I've got your one up on screen now, mate.
Cool. So let me just pull it up. So yeah, Sarr in goal, like you just talked about, mate. Like over 5 point return, and they conceded, didn't they? So not going to complain there. And another game. Yeah, similar story with the whole back four in terms of what you've just talked about, and I've talked about. So I don't really need to go into it there. I've still got Lucas Moura hanging around on the team. I don't know what I'm doing there, mate. It's just like one of those where I don't want to take a hit to take him out because kind of plays a little bit, and there's the double up. Again, there's a double tonight, so he's next player on the chopping board. Salah captain, happy with that. Bowen again, like single game days coming up, a few tricky fixtures. I think he could drop from a couple of teams. I'm certainly debating it. Rafinha, yeah, we talked about Rafinha. Actually, I brought Weghorst in last week, as you can see, and really happy with that, and happy now with moving forward for the next kind of couple of weeks. I think if the striker situation stays the same as it is for the rest of this, like as it is, where there's really not many options, it's going to leave him to the end of the season, just pick up his points from playing the game. So, from playing 90 minutes or whatever. King again, like I'm sure loads of people are in this boat with Watford, where they've just got doubles pending here, there, and everywhere, and it's like you kind of want to get rid, but you want that player for the double, and he fits into that. So, yeah, thought processes are very similar to my season long team. Like, obviously, I've got Weghorst in there now already. Like, can I get Ward-Prowse in? Can I get Coutinho maybe for the double and look at it like that?
Yeah, it was just so you've got 3 Liverpool players in your team, and arguably 3 Liverpool players that you don't really want to sell, but they obviously blank next week. And in this half-season game, if your team blanks, you're not going to get anyone. Are you tempted to maybe take out Van Dijk for the week to Ward-Prowse maybe?
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah. Again, I'll have a look and yeah, I'm prepared to do it for sure.
Cool.
Like you said, there's no bench players, is there? So it's ride and die on your 11.
Yeah, and well, I'll get onto it when I go through my team a bit more. But I think it's going to be hard to take out Trent and Salah, isn't it? I think most will be going into next week still with 9 players. But I think to have 3 Liverpool is a bit of a risk. But 2 in Trent and Salah, I think you'd struggle to sell them, wouldn't you? Because you'd only want them back.
Yeah, you would. And Van Dijk's probably the one there that you can. This is like disposable, and then you kind of look to bring him back in the future or whatever. Yeah, it's definitely been quite challenging the last few game weeks because we've had, like you said, kind of Liverpool having really nice double this week and then going into a blank next week.
Exactly.
So Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got the wild card option there at some point, but I think probably like you, I'm gonna wait a little bit longer till there's a there's a little bit of a change in fixtures and stuff, and go from there.
Yeah, I think we'll get a better reason to play the wild card later in the season for sure. We'll
Yeah,
be hit
it's not
by
the right time at the
injuries.
moment.
Yeah, something will come up which will make us play our wild card. I'd be hesitant to do it now.
So if I take out, so like you said, I could take out Van Dijk and bring in Ward-Prowse, for example, or
Hmm.
something along those lines. Oh, is that 1-1? Rafinha's just scored, but I believe it's offside.
Oh, that would have been lovely for me. Fair enough.
Yeah, it would have been nice for me and FanTeam as well. Well, it's kind of where it cancels the Trent and the Van Dijk clean sheet, but you at least get it with one of your players. Just having a look now, seeing how far he's off. I guess this is the this is the benefit or the negative of doing a live stream whilst or doing a stream whilst the game's going. Yeah, he's quite a way offside. So yeah, it's still 1-0, guys. Sorry, yeah. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then if I bring say a James Ward-Prowse or somebody in for Van Dijk, which is a good shout, then I'll have the 9. So I'm happy to go in with 9. And it said a free transfer there, using that free transfer, so no hit. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'd be if I didn't have Veghorst, I'd be up for taking a hit as well if the player's going to play the 2 games.
yeah, definitely. I was just going to ask. I didn't ask you when you did your full season team, but who are you thinking as captain?
Sort of had a little thought process earlier about Harry Kane, and then I just suddenly took my head for a wobble and thought he's had something like what's he had? How many goals has he scored all season? It's like 5 goals.
It's not many.
Yeah, or yeah. So I sort of thought it is Leeds, and they do look open. They look open against Liverpool now. So it's a toss up between him and Veghorst. But as we talked about off the pod, mate, who have Burnley got Leicester and Palace as a double?
So
Yeah,
I think
both of them are
statistically,
shocking.
yeah, you were about to say. Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go on. You go. Yeah, you say go for it.
Yeah, the two of them. I saw on Twitter. I don't have the picture to show on the stream, but you can quite easily research it yourself. Both Crystal Palace and Leicester are the 2 worst teams for conceding goals from set pieces. Weghorst is 6'7" in Burnley score most of their goals from crosses in set pieces. So I think it's pretty much makes sense, doesn't it? In my opinion.
Yeah, and because they're both strikers, if Kane was a midfielder, they'd be like, oh, maybe you go with that because extra point for the goal and whatever else. But I think because they're both forwards, it's a real close one. Liverpool are absolutely battering Leeds for shots and stuff at the moment. So, yeah, kind of sort of swaying me towards, Kane again. But yeah, it's a 50-50 flip a coin. Or look out online and seeing what others are doing. And then obviously going off the back of that, dependent on what you want to do with your rank. But Liverpool have had so many shots already. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good day for Kane and Sonny.
Cool. And it might well be worth keeping hold of Lucas Moura then, even though you want to get rid of him.
And it's 2-0. Joel Matip, mates, just scored from a little 1-2 with Mo Salah. So this is what I'm saying about Leeds. They are absolute dog at the back. That's a Salah assist, by the way.
Nice one. He's just ticking on, isn't he? I've triple captained him FPL as well, and completely made sense to do that in my opinion.
This could be 5-0 at this rate. Honestly, it's an absolute peppering. Robertson's having shots. Diaz has had a couple of shots. Salah, Mane, they're all getting in on the act. So just checking now, there's any offside. So it's an actual give and go with Salah from a centre back. So it tells you everything you need to know. It's a really, really, really nice goal.
Yeah,
I think just like Spurs, mate, look, this is still 0-0 against Burnley. They're not. They typically suit a game like Man City, don't they? They are Man City's bogey team statistically. And so I certainly was not getting ahead of myself with Spurs. I'm waiting for their fixtures to kind of FanTeam wise anyway, waiting for their sort of doubles and things to get out of the way, and then I'll sort of reassess. But yeah, I'm not. Yeah, Son for me would be their preferred. I'm obviously rambling now, but Son's a preferred player from Spurs because he's a midfielder and he's been ticking along nicely. But yeah, captaincy between Weghorst and Kane.
Just put my half-season team on the screen at the moment, mate. I've got Nick Pope in goal. I brought him in this week actually, just because he had the 2 doubles. Worked out quite well so far. I think he's 0-0 with Spurs at the moment, isn't he? And kept a clean sheet in the first fixture.
I think they are 0-0 still.
I will.
Yeah, they are.
I'll explain what I'm going to do with Weghorst. I think I'll bring in Weghorst, but yeah, I think Pope's a real captaincy shout for next week as well. I really do. We'll talk about that when I move on to it. I've got Trent, Laporte, Cancelo, and Semedo. I think similar to you, Trent, hopefully he keeps clean sheet against Leeds first of all, but I think I'm just going to have to leave him next week for this blank, just because I'll only want him back, and I'll just play with 9. I've got a big red Diogo Jota in my team at the moment, who I think I'm going to get rid of. I think Jota will become Weghorst, and then I'll probably captain Weghorst in a nice, easy 1 transfer move. The rest of my team, I've got Salah, captain. Well, you've just spoken about him. He's absolutely going off against Leeds. Got a goal and assist inside the first half. So, yeah, really content with him. He was only 59% owned in this second chance game as well. So, yeah, I think, quite healthy for the rank there for Salah to keep banging him in. I've got Phil Foden. He might be the next one on the chopping block, but for now I'm happy to hold him because I'll always get a Man City midfielder starting with Foden in my team. As I said, I think Jota will become Weghorst, and then Weghorst potentially will be my captain for next week. Then I got Bowen, Rafinha, and King. Not really much intention to sell either of those, really. Excuse me, like you said, Bowen's, you could sell him later on, but right now I'm not thinking about that too much. And Rafinha and King have got a couple of double game weeks coming up as well, so I want to sell them.
He's been so consistent, hasn't he, Bowen? You're absolutely right. There's a thought process about potentially getting rid of him at some point, but he's just been ticking along. Liverpool have got another penalty, so this could be a real. I think they're just checking to see where it's at in terms of, it's in the box. So Michael Oliver's given it, and we'll see if Salah bangs in. Sorry to crowbar you there, That's Tom, right, but this is the benefit of having a game on at the same time as a stream. It always adds to the fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I've got Rafinha and King to go as well, but they've got double game weeks galore, so I'm going to leave the 2 of them in as well.
Rafinha is one of those players, isn't he, that can just return against anyone. I don't know what your thinking is there with him, but
that's exactly why I picked him. Like you said, I know he had an offside goal against Liverpool, but yeah, he's just so good that he can score against anyone. And Leeds, they can't defend, right? But they can also score against anyone. I remember, like last season, their first game in the Premier League, they drew. Or Liverpool might have won 4-3 or something, but they put 3 past Liverpool on the first game of the season, and that just set the tone for me. So yeah, Leeds can score against anyone, and Rafinha's their best player. And I think the goal against Man United will hopefully put him in favour with Bielsa again. Because I don't know what he's thinking benching him. I think you got to play Rafinha every game, haven't you?
Yeah, and he started tonight, so you'd think that's sort of normal service resumed there.
He's a 90-minute man as well, isn't he? Unless he gets injured, he plays every minute of every game. So, yeah. Easy option. I've got
3-0, Tom.
Another, was it Salah?
Salah goal, so he's absolutely hauling now. So his ownership's going to rocket.
Happy days.
As it should. Although, he's got the black next week, sorry. So... I just don't know why his ownership, mate, so low in all of that. Like, it's because of the United games, isn't it? And that probably comparison of having Bruno versus Salah or whatever. I think that's probably the thought process for most people, isn't it?
Yeah, I imagine so. I've got the Ben Crellin fixtures up. Just trying to think what's changed, really. I think it's the addition of a few extra double game weeks. So since our last podcast, I think it's been announced that Coutinho's got one in 28, Southampton and Leeds. So Villa do Southampton and Leeds in 28. I said Coutinho because he's my representative from Villa. Southampton have now got one, Villa and Newcastle in 28. There's a few added to 29 as well. So we've got one for Newcastle, we've got one for Liverpool, one for Arsenal, another one for Tottenham. So I think Son and Kane, you've got to keep them for those. yeah, just double game week galore really. And I think, yeah, like I said, teams to target really are Tottenham. You'd probably want a bit of Villa and definitely Southampton as well. And Southampton in FanTeam, they've got Broja, who's probably the best value player in the entire game at the moment, how well he's playing. And then Ward-Prowse, who's just Josh, he's won the game. He knows what he's talking about, and he consistently tells people to pick Ward-Prowse. So pick James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, mate, you've summed that up really, really well with teams to target. And I think what we've talked about earlier in the game in regards James Ward-Prowse, Coutinho, and Son and Kane, they are the players that we're trying to prioritise at least for the coming weeks, aren't we? And I think that makes sense with the fixtures that are up on the screen as well. I'm still trying to get my head around the Salah second chance percentage. You said it's 46.
So yeah, when I took the screenshot, and obviously the game week started a few days ago, so it's going to be the live number. So his ownership in the second chance game is 59%.
Yeah, so it's a good opportunity for owners and captainers tonight to make up. I don't know why you'd overlook it with that double game week, but like you said, people have probably prioritised other areas and seen potentially other players to cover him off. Yeah, anyway, mate. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right on those fixtures, and that's the way I'm looking. I'd like Broja in as well. Like, if I can get him in at some point, I might even -4 next week to bring him in alongside. I just don't know if his upside is quite as much to get a minus to justify the -4. But I think James Ward-Prowse for me is an absolute. Yeah, I've got him in sort of my couple of my other teams, and I want him in that main side really for that double, and then moving forward.
Cool. I'll just have a look at. We got a couple of questions on Twitter. First one's from Auto Reclose. So he's asking, on the second chance game, what's your thoughts on using Alanga as an enabler spot? So he says he gets some starts in minutes, but he's got no safety net, but he can sit there and get points off the bench. Now, I'm not sure, I don't know if he's getting a bit confused between the games or whatever, but I don't think Alanga is a good pick at all in that second chance game. Purely because of his price. I think I'll just need to probably research his price, but I think it's just a bit risky picking someone like Alanga or even a Man United player in general, to be honest. Don't know what you think. It's just not something.
No, mate, you're the United United fan and expert there, mate. Like, I'm not sold on any United players really, but he's looked quite decent though, hasn't he?
He's been one of the standout United players for sure. Yeah, I'll give you that.
And he's cheap as well, isn't he? So yeah, there's I wouldn't talk him out with it, but yeah, there's probably better options, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like we say, you can be really flexible with your formation in this game as well. So you can pick a Broja for like just over 5 million. You can have a bit of the Wolves defence for like 4.5 million. You can have a bit of Arsenal defence for a similar price as well. I just think there are better options in different positions. And like we all said, we're on Weghorst this week, right? I think he's another perfectly good shout as well. And even the Watford lads, I mean, Dennis scored in the week. They got another double game week coming up, and they're five or so million, aren't they? So
yeah, there's some really good defensive and midfield options around that price that are players we said with doubles coming up and regular starters for their clubs as well. And I think you're right there. It wouldn't be one for me just yet, but he's definitely a watch and see as time progresses. I think he's obviously a talented boy, isn't he?
Definitely. Trying to pronounce this guy's name. Sorry. Well, it's definitely his name is Pepe Dropro. He asks, what's the best time to wildcard after game week 28 in that season-long game based on the fixtures? And then he asks, for the second chance game, what are the teams to target in the run between game weeks 27 and 30? So what I'll do is I'll just pop the fixtures on screen so I can talk through it a little bit. I think we mentioned this on our last pod as well.
We did, yeah.
If we had all our chips in our hands, we'd wean off. Well, I say wean off. We'd build our teams up to be ready for the doubles in the game week 30 with the transfers we've got in hand, and then wildcard in 31 with all the remaining fixtures for the season in mind, all the knowledge we have of players that are in form, potentially extra double game weeks and what have you. But I think game week 31 is the prime time to play that second wildcard if you haven't already.
Yeah, 27, look, 27 to 30, you want Southampton, definitely. Two, maybe three. Norwich, Newcastle, Villa, Watford, and then 30-31, Burnley and Leeds. That is a freaking nice 6 game run. Spurs, we've talked about. Obviously, Leeds coming up. Everton, really nice fixture. Brighton and United, nice, okay fixtures. And then West Ham and Newcastle into 31. That's a nice run. Burnley for volume of games, so Weghorst and Pope. Leicester Palace, Chelsea, Brentford, Southampton. And Wolves, West Ham, Watford, Palace on the double, Everton, Leeds, and then Villa to 31. That's a nice run. And if you're feeling sort of cheeky, you've got like Newcastle have got quite a few fixtures there as well. We haven't really talked about them, Tom, but they've got Brentford, Southampton, and Brighton in the double on 28, Everton and Chelsea in the double on 29, and then Palace on the 30. So there's potentially a few options there. St. Maximan, if he's fit and he can get through those games, or maybe, I don't know, there's probably a few you can pick from there. And then, yeah, Rafinha for just volume of games and what we've talked about with him and what he can do as Leeds' best player. So that's my thinking there. And then, yeah, the wild card kind of at the back end of that. And we talked about it in a couple of pods ago, didn't we, Tom? Leicester, the fixture run to the end of the season with Chelsea got good games. Leicester got good games if they can turn it around. And obviously, we're going to have a bit more information on what's going on in terms of the title race, top four, who's looking good, who's not looking so good. So I think that's probably a wise move for that.
Yeah, I can't really add anything on top of what you said there. And yeah, Pepe's first question or second question was who would we target from game weeks 27 to 30. And to be honest, I think I summed it up when I just went through the fixtures. I think you've got to look at the good teams that have got double game weeks. That's simple as that. Pick the players that have got a double game week and potentially don't blank in 30. So yeah, your Wolves defence, Rafinha, like we said, James Ward-Prowse, he might, well, so he's got a potential of a game in 30, but at the moment there's not one arranged. And then we've got Villa as well, and Coutinho from Villa as an option as well. That's what I'd say.
And we've covered that quite nicely, mate, over the pod in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's about it, really. One thing I will
Awesome.
say is a goal you might have missed is Conor Gallagher scored for Crystal Palace.
I
as
did
well,
see that.
which is quite tasty.
I did see that. Yeah, he's proved a good pick, hasn't he, all season, really, when he's been playing. Haven't currently got him in FanTeam just because there's such an array of midfielders, isn't there? And like you've just said, with doubles and things like that, it makes it a lot trickier. But yeah, he's a really good option.
I think that just about wraps it up then. We've done about half an hour, and yeah, I think that covers our teams and the questions nicely. And yeah, thank you, Auto Reclose and Pepe, for your questions. Always appreciate getting some questions in to answer. Yeah, if you like what you saw, make sure to give us a like and a subscription on YouTube, and give us a rating on whichever podcast platform you're using as well. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening.
Cheers, guys. Catch you in the next week.
Cheers, Sam. Bye bye.